You know, for any federal agency today, the mission really hinges on one thing: data. But what happens when that data isn't just a stream, but a flood, coming from countless, complex sources? How do you possibly turn all that chaos into clarity? That's the core challenge we're going to break down right now.
All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll really define that mission data challenge. Then I'll introduce you to InnoVisions. We'll walk through its core capabilities, look at where it's already proven in the field, and finally, we'll cover why it's so secure, flexible, and ready to go. Sound good? Let's jump in.
So let's start with the problem itself. And this isn't just about managing more data. It's about a fundamental shift from being buried in an avalanche of information to actually creating operational intelligence that can make or break a mission. This really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? When your data is scattered all over the place, living in different systems, in totally different formats, how on earth do you bring it together to make those smart, fast, high-stakes decisions that you have to make every single day? And when you dig into it, you see these hurdles everywhere. You've got critical data trapped in siloed systems, a lot of it completely unstructured. Decision makers are stuck staring at outdated dashboards that are just too slow. You've got legacy systems that, let's be honest, have no chance of passing modern security checks like FedRAMP or Zero Trust. And those manual compliance reviews, they're not just slow, they're a huge risk. It all just grinds progress to a halt.
Okay, so we've laid out the challenge. It's a big one. Now let's pivot and talk about the solution. Let me introduce you to InnoVisions, a data fusion platform that was built from the ground up to take on these exact mission-critical challenges. So what is InnoVisions? Well, at its core, it's a secure, scalable, and really flexible analytics platform. It was specifically designed for the unique world that agencies like NOAA, NASA, and the DoD operate in, helping them pull rapid, clear insights from incredibly complex datasets that span multiple domains. This diagram gives you a really nice, high-level look at how it all works. See, over on the left, the platform pulls in data from basically anywhere: databases, APIs, you name it. Then, in the middle, the magic happens. The data gets cleaned, validated, normalized. Python microservices act as these transformers, finding anomalies and joining data that's never been joined before. And the key output, what you see on the right, is a set of clean, curated, query-ready models, which is exactly what you need for top-tier analytics, reporting, and for fueling your AI. All right, now that we've seen the big picture, let's zoom in a bit on the core capabilities. This is really the engine that powers that decision advantage we've been talking about. At its heart, InnoVisions runs on a very disciplined end-to-end AI and machine learning lifecycle. It all starts with discovering and ingesting all that diverse data. From there, it moves into exploring and cleaning it up to make sure it's reliable. Then it's prepared and properly represented for modeling. After that, the models are built and optimized. And finally, they get deployed into the real world with constant monitoring and the ability to be reused. It's about having rigor and transparency every single step of the way. This table really lays out what makes InnoVisions different. For data ingestion, you're looking at a system that's already proven with complex NOAA and NASA feeds. Its AI engine can handle things like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, which is huge for advanced question answering. For scalability, it's all built on a cloud-native Kubernetes architecture, so it can scale up or down as needed. And security, it's designed with RMF workflows and classified readiness right from the start. See, these aren't just features on a list, they are genuine mission-focused differentiators. Look, features and specs are one thing, but what really matters is proof, right? Let's talk about where this platform has been mission-tested and is ready to go, right now. And that proof really starts with a foundation of trust. The company behind InnoVisions, InnoVim, has been supporting critical missions for more than 20 years. We're talking about deep partnerships with the DoD, NOAA, and NASA. This isn't some new kid on the block. It's a platform built on decades of real-world federal experience. And this quote from a project with the Missile Defense Agency absolutely nails why this is so important. By doing all the heavy lifting, all that messy transformation and standardization work up front, InnoVisions makes sure that every other system downstream starts with clean, reliable, governed data. For any complex analytics operation, that is a total game changer. And here you can see exactly how that works in the real world. For the Missile Defense Agency, you've got all these different tool databases feeding data into InnoVisions. It acts as that crucial transformation layer. It cleans, sorts, and standardizes everything before handing off perfect, pristine data to other platforms for dashboards and predictive analysis. It solves a very specific, very high-stakes problem beautifully. Okay, this brings us to the final and, let's be honest, probably the most critical piece of the puzzle for any federal agency: security and flexibility. A tool has to be built for the federal environment, period. The big takeaway here is that security isn't some afterthought. It is baked right into the DNA of this platform. It's FedRAMP ready. It's built on a zero-trust architecture. It aligns with NIST RMF workflows. It's designed to handle CUI and is classified ready, with the deep audit logging and role-based access controls that missions absolutely demand. And this slide does a fantastic job of showing you just how flexible this platform really is. It is not a one-size-fits-all box. On the left, you can see it deployed in a serverless cloud architecture. But on the right, you can see it running on-premise. The point is, it adapts to your mission's unique infrastructure and security needs, not the other way around. So what's the bottom line here? It's about making that crucial shift from being overwhelmed by complex data to having a clear, undeniable decision advantage. And that really leaves us with one final thought. What critical decisions could you be making faster and with more confidence if your data was no longer your biggest obstacle, but your greatest asset?